G'day fellas and welcome to Build Order Breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at how Lucifron plays the deli on a hybrid map. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with a hybrid map, that's a map that's got both land and has water. And now typically that's going to be water that's got access to fish like this. And so we're going to be watching exactly how he does it, because at this point in time, the deli are considered the strongest, or at least one of the strongest civilizations when it comes to these styles of maps. So his opponent is Brain Eaters, who has spawned in as the Abbasid, another strong civilization when it comes to these hybrid maps. But obviously going to know he's up against Lucifron on the deli, a very powerful opponent. So already we see that he has started off with 3 villagers on wood, 2 villagers on food, and 1 villager coming out to the middle to drop down his dock. Adds a 4th villager onto wood and begins dropping down his house. We're going to be studying this and making sure we pick up all the attention as we can, or all the little bits. Second scout now coming out. Now, it was a little bit delayed on this second scout. So looked to pick up I think it was a 7th villager before he dropped down the scout. Now, going to be fully invested in villagers and bringing back that initial villager that he had, and focusing on dropping down those docks, or at least dropping down those fishing boats on the dock. You can see he's out on the map collecting up the sheep. So even though he's going to be looking at getting in the fish, he's going to be focusing on collecting those sheep, because obviously he denies those from his opponent as well. So we'll keep an eye on him and see how he does. So he's got 4 villagers here on wood, or rather 4 villagers on food, 5 on wood at the moment. He's playing the deli, so he could be looking to get an early mosque in. We'll have to wait and see how he plays it out. But at the moment, I feel like 5 on wood, probably enough just to sustain your fishing economy. And any more than, or ideally you'd want to have more on that if you need a house, which you probably will. If you want a mining camp, which you probably will. But we can see he's getting the forestry upgrade here, and just continuing to search around his enemy side of the map, picking up plenty of sheep so far. I got 7 on this scout. Looks like he's got 3 on that bad boy. And he'll be working back towards his own side of the map and now adding villagers out to his wood line. So you can see that he's got 5 villagers under the town center and now are rallying out towards this town center. So this build order, I suspect, would be something that he has prepared for N4C. If you guys aren't familiar with N4C, $100,000 Age of Empires 4 tournament. It is happening right now. By the time this video goes live, you guys are going to be able to watch live N4C games on Twitch. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to how you can see those. So I encourage you, go over there, check it out. Going to be lots of content. Going to be a lot of big names, including people like Lucifron. Now, Lucifron adding in an 8th villager to his wood line. Now, keep in mind, he's only got 5 villagers back here on the food underneath his town center. More of those sheep coming in, going to be waddling over, and he is just well and truly established out. Now, one of the things that he does, now, we obviously want to talk about the build order, but we also want to talk about the philosophy behind it and the way he's playing. He's keeping an eye out on his enemy's water and checking to see whether he's going to be adapting or moving towards that direction. And it doesn't look like he is. Instead, just going to be going up with the economic wing, as you would expect. Lucifron now a little bit blocked on the population, so a bit late on that second house, and just 19 sheep casually under his town center at this point. I feel like that's probably enough for at least a couple minutes. You should be fine. And now moving out 4 of these villagers. So you can see he's got 2 underneath the town center. 4 of the villagers going out to gold at this point. So you can see the timing. Did finish with the 9 villagers on wood. So if you guys are watching this at home, I encourage you, write it down, because this is one of the best build orders that you will ever get. Typically, Lucifron, you can see at the moment ranked number 20 on the ladder, but he is obviously qualified for N4C. So well and truly one of those top players that's just unstoppable at that end. So I would definitely be taking notes if you're keen to play the deli on the ladder and you're interested in seeing what his build orders are on these hybrid maps and the best way to play it. So now going to be dropping down a mill on his berries. So not going for a mosque at this early stage in the game, but still just going to be focusing on his food economy. You can see him just adding in more and more fish. But feudal age now reached for his opponent. Quite an early feudal age as well coming through for Brain Eaters. So we'll have to watch and see exactly how he reacts to this. Now, one of the things to note is you're going to see the scouts begin to go in, and he's going to be looking, what is his enemy up to? What is he doing? Is he on stone? Is he going to be adding in any of those military units? He does spot that his enemy is on stone. He clicks on the stone, and immediately he's going to know, okay, the second town center is coming. Wonderful. I know exactly what I need to do. And so we'll see exactly how he reacts to it. At the same time, you can see now he's going to be moving his fishing boats to different parts of the river, just because he needs to be aware if his opponent is looking to push him on water with that second age push. Villager also going to be coming out into the middle. It looks like he might be going for a bit of a delayed wall up here. That fishing boat disappearing for a second there. And yeah, going to be going for a wall in the middle here. No wall up towards the north. Nothing walling down towards the south. And just continuing to hover around his enemy side of the map. Now we do see the Dome of the Faith is dropped down. 4 villagers getting taken off the wood, off the food. And now a mosque also going to be thrown down. Wheelbarrow is being researched. He's going up to the next stage. We'll take a look and see what he looks to get with the mosque. Probably going to be that efficient production, but we'll wait. We'll see how he goes and what direction he looks to play it out in. Over towards the center of the map, we continue to see that fishing boat. So what is he doing here? You might be wondering. So the fishing boat is just going to be doing scouting. So the whole time that the fishing boat is moving up and down this line, it's scouting. It's looking for docks. That's the big thing that Lucifron cares about. Now he spots the second town center a bit late. 5 minutes 45 coming out for his opponent now. You can get these bad boys down to about 4 minutes and 45 seconds if you really want to. And so that is the difference between, you know, a good player and a great player, is those extra minutes that it can make up. But you can see that Lucifron scouts out this shoreline. So just these tiny little details are going to enable him. And keep in mind, he had that scout down in this position that was spotting for a villager to look to come down and build a dock on this this southern side of the map. Obviously, not going to find it, not going to spot it. And now we can see he's actually going for the efficient production. He's cancelled it. Now going to be going into Sanctity, I imagine. We do see Specialized Pick coming through immediately. Already going to start on the double broad axe. Obviously got the wheelbarrow. It's going to go straight into Horticulture after that. Sanctity is going to be what he goes for. Sanctity into efficient production, Piety, All-Seeing Eye, and then Herbal Medicine afterwards. He's going to continue training up scholars, and you can see he's rallying them straight towards this landmark, or rather this mosque. But plenty of villagers out on the gold, so I suspect at this point he's probably looking at going for a fast castle. Now he's just keeping tabs on his enemy. This is part of the reason why he's so good. He's keeping tabs on his enemy. He knows what his enemy is going to do before his enemy even does it. He spots the stone, so he knows that his enemy is going to add in the second town center. He's able to keep circling around the base, and he's looking for that infrastructure, that military infrastructure. But as you can see, there is none. There's none to be found whatsoever, because Lucifron is searching for it, and he knows that his enemy is going to be going for a fast castle. And so he knows everything he needs to do exactly to react to that. So we'll keep on board with him and see exactly what he gets up to. Is he still adding fishing boats at this point? Indeed he is. So adding in the fishing boats. Surprised that he hasn't gone for extended lines yet. This is a wonderful technology, especially when you've got these little bit of a further out fishing boats, or further out fishing boats. Adding in a second dock now. So could be looking to get the upgrade there, but just so many fishing boats now coming out for him. He's up to 12 fishing boats. In fact, I can tell you, actually it doesn't say how many fishing boats he's got on the UI. Yeah, doing a wonderful job here. Town center continuing to make villages. You can see he's on the way up to castle. Comparing the pair here, Brain Eater's a little bit ahead when it comes to gold. Lucifron a little bit ahead when it comes to the food. Probably going to be a bit closer to his macro on the age up. You can see just how well he's doing it. Sitting at about 150 away right now for his gold. About 200 away for the food. And he's going to keep training in those villagers. Obviously able to take a villager out of the queue if he needs to fix up his macro as well. And now more villagers moving from food over to wood. So he's really going to be turning his attention towards wood once we enter into that transition period. 17 villagers on wood during this transition phase. But slowly and steadily going to be looking to gather up that food. I wouldn't be surprised if he does a force drop here. Now going to be sending those bad boys back. And you can see the beautiful macro coming out right there, clicking up to the next age. Brain Eater's already going up as well. Where's that landmark? There's the landmark. It's going to be the House of Learning that he goes with. Tapping it away with 10 villagers. We'll check in on how he's doing. So he's scouting out his enemy. He already sees that his enemy is aging up, so he knows exactly what his timeline is here. Now, keep in mind, he's not going to be able to spot that bar. He can't see that bar underneath the town center, but what he can see is this right here. This is a wing being constructed. Now, you can identify the wings based on what they look like. This is what the economic wing looks like. This one here is the culture wing. The trading wing, I think, gets added in right here. And the military wing gets added over this side right here. So I think it's the trade wing that's a bit of a weird one. It's kind of like a flat wing, but it's very rare that you actually see that one. But rushing up to the third age now, so still we don't see any infrastructure coming out for our Abbasid player. There's a little bit over on this western flank, but yet to be scattered out. You can see Lucifron going to be coming in and looking for it now. And we actually see scholars moving out on the map down towards the south position. We've already got the first capture. Second capture now going to be happening. He has reached the castle age, and I think the castle age actually comes in just as the Sanctity did. So you can see efficient production is being researched now. So it was only just then. But now picking up the relics, going to be looking to get a potential Wallalol off. Let's see how he goes and manages to do it. Looks like his enemy Brain Eaters manages to just escape out of there. Now we can see he's continuing to move over the map. Obviously playing up against the Abbasid. It's a civilization that can contest the relics. Doesn't normally look to contest them, but they're going to be hitting that third age now. And both sacred sites now captured up. So the emphasis or the burden now placed upon his opponent. Another wall of log going to be happening on this sacred site down towards this position. He might get this one off, actually. Oh, it's so damn close. That's twice now. He's just gotten away with that. And managing to pick up a whole bunch of relics here. So that's 1, 2, 3 relics. Fourth relic is up towards this position. I can't see the fifth one on the map. So we'll have to keep an eye out. He may have already brought that one back in. Indeed, he has, it looks like. So Lucifron in control of 4 relics at this stage. So really good job to him for pulling those in. So focusing. You can see he's got one in there. Second one here. Third one coming in now. And fourth one over towards this position. So really good cleanup there from Lucifron. Now going to be looking to deny the sacred site being neutralized. Continuing to scout out his opponent. Spots the men-at-arms from his opponent as well. And keep in mind he's going up against the Abbasid dynasty here. He's going to constantly have better men-at-arms than him because he's got the House of Learning with the owned blades, the extra +3 damage. It's going to mean that when it comes to these fights, Villager actually going to be going down. This is the Villager making the barracks and Lucifron actually stopping the production here. Got to be careful. That Villager is going to be able to survive. Got the wheelbarrow buff. You can tell because of how damn fast it was moving. Let's take a look and see if we can spot out that mill. Yeah, wheelbarrow is indeed in. Brain Eater's now going to be repelling this attack, but keep in mind, Lucifron going to be feeling very good about himself once that technology does come through. We'll check and see if he's adding in the blacksmith. He does. He's got triple blacksmith now coming down. Lucifron looking very strong with this opening. Spotting out the gold as well. We'll see that his enemy probably thinking about going into mangonels with that gold. With that much gold playing up against the Abbasid dynasty, you could almost guarantee that they are looking to go into a mangonel push. Just because you wouldn't normally see that much gold coming out from them. But yeah, that's a lot of villagers on gold right there. Not a lot of villagers on wood though. But now going to be looking to push in. No upgrades coming through for these men-at-arms at this stage for the Delhi. But Lucifron behind this, I mean, that's what we're really focusing on. Let's take a look and see what he's got, whether he's gone for these upgrades. Still no upgrades on the extended lines at this stage. Very curious to see, but he's just adding in more and more fishing boats. You can see this. He really cares a lot about his fishing economy. But he's going to be pushing that to the limit. You can see all of the barracks coming out now for him, or for his opponent. He gets onto that wood line. He's going to be doing plenty of damage in here. You can see him just going straight after those villagers. Villagers managing to make their way through. We'll check back in and see how he's doing. Both the sacred sites under his control. A huge amount of gold coming in for that. You can see he's stacking up 1,600 gold at the moment because not only does he have those 2 sacred sites, but he's also got 4 relics captured. So that's going to give him a total of that 800 gold a minute passive. He doesn't have to have a single villager on gold for the rest of the game with that. But the 5th relic out on the map, still yet to be captured up. I'd be curious to see whether Lucifron is heading out towards that, and it does look like he may be indeed. We can see that these men-at-arms are just doing a great job of just forcing his opponent back towards his base, and at the same time at the front side, Lucifron just going to continue ramming in these units. Now, keep in mind, he's playing the Delhi. He could potentially look to stone wall or wall up his enemy, but we can now see that more men-at-arms are going to be coming out. He's already got the +2, and now we've got owned blades coming in, so +3 damage is more than +2 armor. So a little bit of a victory in that regard, or a little bit of a win in that regard. But now these men-at-arms are just continuing to go through the base and flood through the base of Brain Eaters, and this is part of where you see his strategy and how it unfolds. No wall challenge coming out from Brain Eaters, and as a result, he gets torn apart. Gold mine going to get idle. Look at all of these villagers going idle. He might have 66 villagers compared to Lucifron's 63. But Lucifron has got, is forcing him to go idle. And what a beautiful gold mine that is right there. That's such a high detail gold mine. Looks like men-at-arms down towards the south as well, fighting off. But, I mean, at this point in the game, I feel like we've really documented this build order quite well. As we head in towards N4C, guys, I want you to be checking that out. Make sure you're looking out for Lucifron. He's going to be taking part, as well as his brother. These guys both big StarCraft 2 pros, moving across to Age of Empires 4. Obviously, we've got the biggest tournaments, the biggest names, all that good stuff, and now the relic that was over towards the north. Oh my god, is that Sacred Site? That Sacred Site was held literally at the last second. He captures the men-at-arm as well. So going to be taking the Delhi men-at-arm, or rather the Abbasid men-at-arms, and giving it to himself. Adao also coming out here as well, looking to try and defend the Palisade Gate and the Palisade Wall. And you can just see Lucifron is running around his opponent all over the place. Huge economy behind this. Lucifron, plenty of resources in the bank at this point in time. Still 800 gold a minute. He's managed to keep both of his sacred sites alive, and now you can see that the men-at-arms are beginning to push down towards this direction. So we might see a bit more of a force coming out. But at the same time, Brain Eater's just in a bit of a difficult spot. He's got a lot of gold stacked up at this point in time. Really hasn't had a chance to add in those mangonels. You can see he's trying to add more infrastructure behind this. Looks like he might be going into archery ranges for some crossbows, but now a huge mass coming in for Lucifron. You can see the crossbow mass that he's got out He's got the men-at-arms here as well. These guys have got all their upgrades that they need. I say all their upgrades, but they really don't have a lot of upgrades that have come through. It's just really the mass difference now. And Lucifron doing a beautiful timing here, coming into his opponent's base and forcing that town center. Now going to be idling all of those villagers. Absolutely beautiful timing here from Lucifron. The men-at-arms comes through, distracts. Slowly that mass begins to build of crossbows, and he's got enough crossbows here that he's going to be able to one-shot these men-at-arms, doing so much damage. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've had good game get called straight away. It didn't actually come through on my screen saying that a surrender had happened. So there you fellas go. That was the game. Keep in mind, Lucifron is going to be going up against people like the Viper. He's going to be going up against people like Beastie QT, the Muslim. So make sure you tune into N4C. I'm incredibly excited for it. I hope you are too. I'll catch you guys in the next one.